Hello and welcome back to the IPF World Open Equipped Powerlifting Championships here in Stavanger, Norway. This is day 2 and we're into the second session. We have the 57 kilo ladies class here for you today. And we have some really big names in this class, but we will definitely be crowning a new world champion as the reigning world champion is not here this week. So, some exciting lifting to come today, Gary.
Yeah, look, it's been an exciting week already. We're only in day 2. We've seen world records dropping left, right and centre. Yesterday was absolutely incredible with so many world records being taken out. And, you know, look, today's been shaping up to be the same thing. We've had some really intense battles. I mean, we just saw in the 66 men, you know, Gladkick, who would usually have it all his own way.
Yeah,
it
he
really
had to
came
fight
down
for it,
to the end.
didn't he?
He had to work all the way through. So it's been that sort of day, and I guess the thing is, I mean, this is one of the championships on the IPF circuit that I think is probably one of the most exciting championships because it really can go any way, and someone can come in here as a clear favourite, and, you know, depending on which way the chips fall.
That's Equipped Lifting. So we've just got time to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Eleiko, who manufacture the best platform equipment in the world. And we see the rack and the bench and the plates and the bar all in use here today. Without support like that, we could not run these championships. And also SBD, who provide the best strength sports apparel in the world, relied upon by strength athletes all over the world. And of course, they don't just sponsor these competitions, they sponsor federations and athletes, and they support the sport itself. We wouldn't be where we are without them.
Yeah, they've both stood behind the sport for so long. I mean, Eleiko is a supporter of not just powerlifting, but so many other sports as well. And they've really stood behind the growth of sport. So it's not just about products for them, it's about growing sport in general for both these guys.
Absolutely. So we're just about ready to get going now. And we have Su Ching Hung from Chinese Taipei, opening her account with 145 kilos.
And quite a big attendance in Chinese Taipei, as per usual at this event.
So we're in the 57 kilo class. All these ladies weighed in somewhere between 52 and 57 kilos today. And this is the equipped championships. So squat suits and knee wraps are allowed.
He's quick out of the bottom. I'm a bit worried those knees dropping in a little bit there. I mean, that was a good choice of opening lift though.
Yeah, very nice and
because
easy.
she didn't get it perfect, but she still managed to move it quite fast.
Well, that's a nervous moment, isn't it? Coming out for, it's not her first World Championship, but it's been a little while since Dubai. So
and it's tough being a first cab off the rank.
It is. We have Shanice Cesard from Canada coming out next. She's going to open as well at 145. This is well within her PB of 165.
Yeah, I think it's a smart choice. I mean, Canada's a long haul flight. It's quite a long way to get here.
It is.
A few stopovers. And of course, I mean, travel has made that a little bit harder at the moment, a little bit longer.
And that 165 PB was set at Canadian Nationals last year. Knees are a little bit shaky. That was quite a tough opener.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. She has a really nice technique when she gets that squat call, and she really turns those elbows and tightens up. And there's the elbows popping. That's really nice.
Knees are a little bit mobile there.
I think she just got a little bit out of shape there.
Yeah. But it was a good lift. She is on the board.
And that's an easy correction to make as well. Just a reminder, a cue to keep your knees out.
So we have Marlene Sabati coming out next from Austria for 160. No stranger to international competition. Her PB is currently 170, which I think she set at the Europeans in Czechia in August. A little bit hesitant getting to depth there.
Yeah, look, it's always an interesting one. I mean, from a coaching perspective, I'm always a big fan of that little bit of a drop into the bottom, get the most out of it. But everyone has their different techniques.
It does use up quite a lot of energy to spend time at the bottom there. And speaking of familiar faces, here's Eva Buxbaum from Denmark.
Here's someone with plenty of experience.
Absolutely. She's the current world champion in the M2s, and here she is competing in the Open, opening with 160. We saw her take a world record with 174, an M2 world record in Romania back in August. But she's competed so many times now. She was at the Europeans, she was at World Masters, and she competed at the Danish Nationals as well last month.
Yeah, it's been a busy schedule.
It has. Hopefully not taken too much out of her.
I mean, that was slow and steady all the way through.
Yeah, she does tend to squat like that. She got a red flag from the centre referee indicating he wasn't happy with her lockout. As we watch the replay back there, I couldn't really see it.
Can't really pop from that angle.
Yeah.
I mean, and the whole thing is we've got 3 referees. Everyone has a different angle, and that's precisely why we have 3 referees.
Anastasia Lorenz, ROC, for 175.
Russian Olympic Committee.
Current PB is 185.
Yeah, so we're 10 kilos shy of that, and I imagine this will move quite well. It's a long session of lifting. That moves very fast.
It did. She was nominated in 3rd. Haven't seen it too often on the international circuit, but that's really put a marker down.
Yeah, it gets into the bottom. It gets the most out of the suit there.
Lot to come on that lift. Sabrina Mancini, Italy, for 177.5.
You know, this is the key here. I mean, this is a long day. You've got 3 squats, 3 bench, 3 deads. You don't want to be putting it all out there on your first squat.
Nice and easy, get on the board. Haven't got any recent equipped results for her. She's been lifting raw of late. That was lovely.
Yeah, it moved really fast. She got down to the bottom quite well. Gets a nice spring out of the bottom.
That'll be convincing for her to go back to her coach and say, okay, stick a bunch more weight on there.
Yeah, there's plenty of room left to move there. And of course, you know, that's the first squat, so you still got a little bit of work you can do as well.
Yansu Huang from Chinese Taipei, 180. This is a big group. We're running this as a single group, and it's the maximum size permitted. So there are a lot of lifters still to come out to do their openers.
Yeah, look, and this can work really well for competition as well. Everyone gets, you know, a fairly reasonable amount of rest between lifts. You're not feeling rushed. I mean, we saw earlier today in the men's with such a small group, the turnaround time was so quick. Particularly in the squats, you're getting out there, taking your wraps off, and then you're putting them back on again. In this group, you've got time to actually finish your squat, sit down, take a breath, talk with your coach.
That was beautiful. That was really great positioning. Oh, but not depth.
2 red lights there for depth there.
So if we see that again from the side.
So it must have been depth. 182.5
just hits parallel.
Johnson.
But you know, the weight was no trouble for her, so she should be able to come back and nail that.
USA Virgin Islands.
Kimberly Johnson next for 182.5. She has done a lot more than this. PB is 197.5. She did back in June in Florida.
And she looks pretty happy to be out here lifting today.
She does.
Gets that big breath in. Moves very easily.
Yeah, she's right to be happy with that.
Yeah, there's plenty of room left to move there, which is really good. I mean, that's what you want from your opening squat. You want room to move.
So we have Melody Antoine from France. Coming out for 185. Now she's right up against her PB.
Yeah, it's pretty close there, isn't it? Yeah, we've talked about that a bit this year. It's really difficult to judge the way competitions are going. We've had an absence of competitions, and then we've had quite a few sort of put together.
She's late to the platform though. She's used up
Yeah, not leaving herself a lot of
nearly
time now.
half her allotted time.
So she's at 187.5 at the European equipped this year. So, interested to see how things have progressed. Oh, it's a bit shaky.
I'm not sure if she was just out of position, really.
And it's a good
She was
from
very
Melody.
upright.
Yeah, she gets it on the board. It wasn't the cleanest of
187.5
squats.
for Erica Bueno.
Sets the chest, gets a lot of extension. I'm not sure, it just seemed a bit heavy. Erica Bueno next from Brazil for 187.5.
Bar is loaded for Erica Bueno, Brazil.
She didn't quite make the podium in Dubai. She's going to be looking to improve that this time. She squatted 195 at that competition.
Well, she's certainly one of the lifters here in this session that's certainly in the mix there. So the key is going to be just doing the job.
Big bencher, she's got the world record at 155.5.
A little bit awkward on the.
It doesn't
Something
really
wrong
look
with her shoe
comfortable.
there.
Nice.
Easy, referee say.
Yeah, she handled it well. She didn't look overly comfortable on the walkout, but
190 kilos
she put that to
for
rest very quickly.
Haugen and Steele. Get ready.
Good technique though. You can see the head comes up, the chest comes up.
Bar is loaded for
Daniela Kolesnik.
Russell
Now she was second
Olympic
placed in Dubai. And she's going to be well positioned this time, opening at 190.
Yeah, look, I imagine she's come here since Dubai saying, you know what, I got second. I'd really like a gold. Looks pretty comfortable.
Oh,
Oh, she rushed that a bit.
yeah, I think she cut it a bit short.
Yeah, and I think she knew it as well.
Bit rushed, I think.
Yeah, I think she just rushed it. I think that was a case of, you know, that first lift, I'm nervous.
And sometimes as well, a lifter is thinking about the competition ahead and not about the lift they're doing.
Yeah, you can get caught up. I mean, and the coaches will be out the back right now. And the great thing here with this flight 14, which has got time.
We have Hilda Hagen Mikkelsen from Norway.
And it's certainly not the first time we've seen her lift.
Hometown hero. Home nation, anyway. So this is 195. She's done 207.5 in the past. Did 205 at the Euros in August.
It's a very nice squat position. Elbows forward.
Now that was lovely, as long as that was deep enough, and it was fantastic. That was a really efficient squat.
It was. I mean, she has a really nice position there. Elbows come forward. Gets a little bit out of position there with her elbows, but she squeezes the hips through.
Now we have Ellie Steele, who I think has the best name in all of powerlifting. That's a fantastic
honestly,
name for a powerlifter.
if you're born with that name, you're going to be a powerlifter.
She's coming out for 195. She's the British record holder at 222.5. She was at the Arnold quite recently, the UK Arnold. So hopefully that didn't tire her out too much.
Well, that moved quite well.
Not deep
And she
enough,
gets
though.
3 reds, unfortunately.
So we'll get a clear view of that from the side. So it's quite difficult with the wider stance sometimes to... Yeah, it just went to parallel.
Yeah, it's a real compromise with the wider stance. I mean, we do see a number of athletes do the wider stance for a number of different reasons, but it is a compromise because getting depth is that fraction harder.
Bar is loaded for Vilma Ochoa, Ecuador.
Okay, so we have Vilma Ochoa from Ecuador, and she's opening on an M1 world record.
And she's not just opening on an M1 record, she's going to look at smashing the M1 record with
By
her
10
opening
kilos,
lift.
yeah, that's incredible. And that's a record that stood since 2012. Wow.
It has been there for quite some time, hasn't it?
So she's just 41. She's just popped up into the Masters, and we do see this sometimes. You just pop up into the age class and then take all the records.
Well, 210 moved very easily,
The weight certainly presented no problem,
but she's not deep
but
enough.
it was not deep enough. So she doesn't want to be wasting time, you know, looking around at the referees. That's the coach's job.
Yeah. The coach will
And the
walk.
coach is
Yeah, of
doing
course,
the
I
walk,
imagine
yeah,
he
of
would.
course.
I think he knew he didn't have much of an argument, but he went there.
Okay, so we are finally, that's a big group, isn't it? We are finally round to the second round of squats. So that meant Ochoa was coming out as an M1 and opening the heaviest on squat. That's quite amazing.
That is quite impressive.
Chinese Taipei.
So here is Hong Kong Chinese Taipei for 150. 145 moved well.
Yeah, it was a great opening lift, a really good choice. Got that first one on the board very easily. And I think 150 is quite conservative. She's really got some issues with those knees dropping in there.
Quite a bit of knee cave.
And it's a good lift
Yeah, look at
for
that. I
Hong.
think, from a coaching perspective, I would be, really looking at giving her that cue. It's not an overly difficult one to fix.
Get ready.
But sometimes individual anatomy cause issues like this. You see a little bit of knee cave on world champion lifters that, it doesn't present any problem to them. They move the most weights.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have Shanice Cesard now from Canada for 150. Again, quite a conservative jump.
Yeah, look, we talk about conservative jumps and things like that, but everyone's here with their own goals.
I'm not certain of depth on that one.
Sorry,
Yeah,
no
didn't
risk.
quite get there.
165 for Eva Buxbom. Sapati
She
and
gets a
Juan.
bit out of position
Get
here.
ready.
Just about his parallel. You have to break through parallel.
Bar is loaded
We
for
have Eva Buxbom
Denmark.
for 165. Open at 160, gone up 5 kilos.
And you can see how difficult it is to walk sometimes in in knee wraps.
The walkout is the worst part. Just taking a moment to get stable. That's a very wide stance she has.
Yeah, and that wide stance, I mean, she is very, very accomplished at that wide stance.
And it's a good
But,
lift
you know,
for
there's
Eva.
2 points in that wide stance. When you get to the very bottom, the balance can be a little bit difficult, and when you get back to the top. And right there can cause some problems. But obviously someone like that has plenty of experience.
So we have Marlena Sabati from Austria next. She opened with 160. She's gone up 7.5 kilos. This is 167.5.
And you can see there, you can really see her thinking things through. You can see her knees start to pull in. She stops them and forces them back out. And she did that very well.
Kept her position extremely well, considering how long she was down there.
You can see her talking herself through that one.
Yansu Huang, Chinese Taipei, for 180. Now she missed this last time out. She hasn't put any weight on it.
Yeah, look, it didn't seem like there was a major issue with how much it weighed. It moved quite well. It just needs to sink it in. That's better.
Yeah.
That was a great technique. I talk about this with athletes all the time when I'm coaching. That little drop into the bottom, get the most out of it. And that goes for equipped and classic as well.
Nice and controlled,
Lovely
and then
drop.
just drops in.
Bar is loaded for
Anastasia Lawrence, ROC. She's gone up 7.5. This is 182.5, just about 400 pounds.
Yeah, look, it wasn't an overly difficult opening lift. So I think that's quite a reasonable move to the second. You can see she's tightened up the wraps a little bit on this one as well.
That was all kinds of trouble for
Yeah,
her.
she seemed to get down there quite well. It looked like her hips popped forward a little bit.
But you get no points for style.
That's right. Yeah, knee's got a bit of a position. She lost a bit of speed there. You know, but she pushed the knees out. She kept the head up.
Sabrina Mancini for 187.5. It's gone up a full 10 kilos.
Bar is loaded for Sabrina Mancini, Italy.
That's a fairly decent jump. Taking your time, they're getting everything right.
Depth look good. She looks happy.
Yeah, she got herself into a really good position in that spot as well. You know, she puts herself in the most powerful position she can.
Just a little bit of kickback at the bottom there. But I think she's got another 5 or so kilos in there.
Yeah.
So we have Daniela Kolesnik, who I would have said was one of the favourites coming in.
Yeah, look, all she needs to do is just settle herself down a little bit. I mean, I'm sure the coaches have been at the back talking to her. You just need to calm down, take your time. This is a weight you can manage very easily, and she showed how fast she can move it.
Absolutely.
Just needs to calm down, take your time. Listen to the cues from your coach. Oh, I think she's cutting that short again as well.
Yeah,
She is.
that's put her in a really difficult position now.
Yeah, she just looks like she's rushing the lift a little bit, not taking her time to get to the bottom.
See, it wasn't even close. And she's handling the weight so well.
Yeah, it's a really interesting situation when you get to that. I mean, obviously there's two questions that come up. Have you been training to depth every time?
Yeah. And with COVID, a lot of lifters have had remote coaching. It's a lot harder to understand exactly what's happening with the athlete when you're at a distance. We have Melody Antoine now from France for 190. 185 look good.
Yeah, there's some really smart decisions going on the bar in this group here. I mean, they're looking at the long game, just adding a little bit here. 5 kilos, I can add that to my total. I can add another 5 kilos.
Again, it doesn't look really comfortable, but she moves the weight well.
Yeah, but just not
Not to
getting down
depth this
deep enough.
time.
But she has her first attempt, thank God.
Yeah, once again, referees.
Just not quite getting in there. You can see.
Yeah.
Below the bar, 195, 3 times on the row for Ellie Steele.
So
Bueno
we have
and
the same
Johnson.
weight going on the bar now for Ellie Steele, 195. She
Bar is
wasn't
loaded
quite
for
deep,
Ellie
but she
Steele,
wasn't
Great
far off
Britain.
though.
She also
Yeah,
advanced
look,
her first
I
attempt.
think
Come on.
she's done a smart thing. She's kept the weight the same.
Sit tight now.
I mean, this will put her into gold medal position for the moment,
I mean,
with some lifts still to
yeah,
come.
and there's a couple of things about depth, and one of the things about depth is it's about confidence. You know, and if you miss depth on one weight and then you add more weight, you risk taking that confidence of handling the
Yeah.
weight away.
But she is a confident lifter, Ellie. She's got a lot of experience under her belt.
Right, from this angle, that looked better.
Easy. And referee say
And
it's a
she
good
gets that one on the board.
One blue flag from other side.
She got a blue card, which is for lockout.
Same weight for
So yeah,
Erika
depth was
Bueno.
good.
Johnson and Hagen. Prepare.
Yeah, hard to see
Bar
on
is
that
loaded
left-hand
for
leg
Erika
there. It
Bueno,
might have been a bit
Brazil.
not quite as locked as they wanted.
Erika Bueno, Brazil, 195. So that put Ellie at the top of the table for the moment, but it's, you know, it's early days yet.
The most important thing is the numbers on the board.
This is already a PB for Erika. She's only done 190 in competition before.
Yeah, it looks good from this angle.
Yeah.
And it is. That's a good lift.
For Erika.
So she moves ahead now because she is lighter. She's just 150 grams lighter than Ellie Steele. And we have another lifter coming out for the same weight. We have Kimberly Johnson for 195. This is right up against the most she's ever done in competition.
I think she is probably the happiest lifter today.
Do like to see that. We often, under the stress and the pressure, you often forget to enjoy it. And we do it because we love it.
And we do, and you should be enjoying it because it's a great experience to be at a world event. I think that should be okay.
And it's a good
Certainly
Two.
handles the weight well.
for Kimberly.
A little bit more to come there.
202.5 kilos for Hilde Hagen Mikkelsen, Okor, and Cesar is ready.
Hilda Horgan next for 202.5. This is quite a big jump.
Yeah, 7.5 kilos
Bar is
there.
loaded for Hilde Hagen Mikkelsen, Norway.
I think she has done more than this. She did 205 in Czechia in August. So this should be fine.
She has good technique. And weight-wise, not a problem. And we're waiting for referee's decision.
Lights, please, referees.
And looks like we've got
Flags.
Yep, flags go up. It's 2 to 1, a
two
good
whites.
lift.
Good lift.
Yeah, we haven't got the best view here.
I was just laughing because one of the referees only picked one flag up, which kind of gave the game away a little bit.
217.5 kilos
Okay, so
for
we are back
Okor
around
Vargas.
to Vargas Vilma Ochoa from Ecuador. Now, she opened on the biggest squat, didn't take it to depth, which was an M1 record. She's added 7.5 kilos to that.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot. I mean, obviously, you know, she is very, very experienced.
She is. This adds 17.5 kilos to the M1 world record, and these are IPF world records. They're not easy to come by.
let's hope that she hasn't overestimated.
She did look strong under the 210, but she doesn't look as happy with this.
Yeah, she's just not getting into position for the walkout.
She's not got much time now.
15 seconds.
She's really going to have to own this bar and take the old 3-step workout.
I think it's too heavy.
No, she just can't hold it there. So she'll time out, and that is really disappointing.
So this is a situation where she's really given herself a difficult...
Well, the good thing here is, though, we've got quite a big round. So she has the opportunity to go out the back, stand in a squat rack, and walk out, say, 215.
Yeah, but does she want to tire herself out? That looked exhausting.
Well, it is. I mean, what she really needs to be doing now is obviously get the neural pathways.
You have to question that decision to go up, though. She did look strong.
We talk about it all the time, though.
But
get it on the board.
She just was not in control. So we have Horgan in the lead now from Johnson from Bueno, with Ellie Steele bringing up the rear in 4th place. But we're into the 3rd round now, so we will be handing out squat medals soon. There's still a long way to go in the overall competition. And we have Shani Cesard next. She didn't manage to get this to depth last time.
Yeah, I think weight-wise it was not an issue at all. It was really just about depth.
She's been asked to replace the bar.
Yeah, she's being asked to re-rack. She's still got 30 seconds left. There's enough time. I'm not entirely sure why we're re-racking.
So the referees have indicated that she was not upright. You must start the lift with your knees locked. So there we go. Got the start command, but just...
Unfortunately, I think it just all rattled her a little bit too much.
It's hard to keep your composure when you're asked to re-rack and you don't really understand what's happening. It is really hard.
It is difficult, and what's happening is you're trying to listen to the referee to tell you what's wrong. You've got announcers going on. You've got spotters and loaders talking, and you really do get flustered.
So that's a shame. That leaves her with 145. And we have Xiu Qing Hung from Chinese Taipei coming out for 152.5. Really conservative jumps here. She's gone 145, 150, 152.5.
Yeah, I think this is a really nice move here.
Depth look good.
Yeah.
She's 40
and you know
well.
what? That 2.5 was the perfect increment.
Sorry, no lift.
She gets no lift, unfortunately.
She got a white light from the side I'm looking at it from, and I think that's the side we're looking at it from here too. So it looked fine from our side, but of course that's the side she got the white from. So maybe she just sat a little bit awkwardly, you know, a bit high on one side.
It's not unusual to be a little higher on one side and a little lower on the other. And it's especially more common in the lifting.
So we have Eva Buxbaum. She's gone up to 170.
So 5 kilos.
She shouldn't be doing that on the platform really, but I'm surprised she wasn't asked to step off.
Gets the squat command.
I don't think she got that all the way though.
And you could see she didn't get the spring out either.
Sorry, no lift.
So if you don't load the equipment up with enough force, then it will not give you any back to stand up with the weight.
Ready?
And that's a great example of that.
Marlene.
Yeah, so the whole purpose of equipped lifting is, you know, with your wraps, your suits, your shirts, the whole idea is to build up that potential energy.
Marlena Sabati from Austria, 175. This is a great landmark for any lifter coming out with 3 red plates.
Yeah, this will be a nice personal best on the world stage as well, I think. Oh, she had to put in a bit of a fight there, but she got it to the top.
Sorry.
And unfortunately,
Not
no
quite to
lift.
depth.
I mean, look, it's a tough compromise. You want to tighten those wraps up a little bit more, but then you've got to try and push through them to get down to depth as well.
Kolesnik and Huang, get ready.
Well, her technique was great. She kept her position really well.
Anastasia Lawrence, Russian Olympic
Anastasia Lorenz next from ROC. 187.5. This will be a PB for her. She looked quite awkward and untidy on her second.
Well, she's very confident in the walkout. Get that chest
That's a
up.
great battle. Was it worth it?
And
Yes,
she
it
gets
was.
it on the
2-1.
board.
2-1.
Great positioning there. She keeps her chest up and her head up, which then allows those hips to push through. It's very easy to get caught up here and let the chest drop a little bit.
So Daniela Kolesnik, I was really expecting her to be leading the pack, but she has given
She's in
herself.
such a tough position now.
She's actually put more weight on it this time. She's put an additional 5 kilos on to try and get to the depth. But it seems like she's just rushing it.
Yeah, I mean, she really doesn't need to. She's got plenty of time. Just needs to calm down, get the squat command, think about it.
And she's a great lifter. But she doesn't seem to be really getting close.
Just need to take your time with it.
Oh, it did look better, but I'm not certain it was good enough.
And
It
it
was.
was. She sneaks that one in.
2-1. She's on the board. 2-1, and she goes into silver medal position. I think that's really messed up a competition, though.
Yeah, it does. It makes it hard now. You've come in with a plan, and that plan has gone right out the window.
And the weight was no trouble for her at all.
None at all. I was expecting, a lot more on a third squat, but
So here we have Yansu Huang for 195. That's a big jump. Do you think this was where she was expecting to be on a
it's a
third?
very big jump, 15 kilos.
Because she missed 180, came out for it again for a second. Now she's gone up 15. I was wondering if her plan was 180, 190, 195, and she'd just gone straight to the third attempt.
Well, I think it's
She
paid
was
off.
well advised to. That was a great squat.
She has really good technique in the bottom there, and I mean, it's one of the things we don't see a lot of, that little bit of a drop in at the bottom. Controls it all the way down, gets just to depth, and then just drops into it.
Brilliant.
Bar is loaded for Melody Antoine, France.
So, Melody Antoine, France for 195. Missed this. In fact, she missed 190 on a second. She's gone up to 195. I'm not sure. Was it depth, this one? We've got such a big group here. I'm finding it hard to keep track. I think it was, actually. Wow, how did she
Yeah,
bring that
got
back?
A little bit out of sorts there, but still managed
right
to stand
knee
up, and she
went
gets it on the board.
all over the place. You probably won't see it very well on this side, but her right knee went for a real wander around the place.
195 for Sabrina Mancini.
It's all over the shop, but somehow she managed to push it back
Yeah,
out.
really good control.
Bar is loaded for Sabrina Mancini, Italy.
So, Sabrina Mancini, also for 195.
Depth looks good from here, but yeah,
but
the weight
just
just
a bit too heavy.
the weight just took over a little bit. You could see she tried very hard to keep that chest up, but that bar was just pushing back too hard.
Leaves her with the best of 187.5. So we are at the pointy end of the squat competition. And we have Erica Bueno. Now this is interesting. She's looking to just take the M1 world record by 2.5. You can't chip it in an open competition, but you can take it.
Yeah, look, and this is a smart move. It's a 7.5 kilo jump.
And this was the record that Okoa was trying to smash by 10, 17 kilos.
Who has now gotten herself into all sorts of trouble.
And this is where you get the tortoise and the hare race, isn't it? You quietly put your lifts on the board and just sneak the record, rather than smashing it out of the park on your first attempt.
We talk about it all the time. Just come in, do your job, and when opportunities present, you take them.
So I must say, I've done this in Halmstad actually recently. He didn't win any of the medals. He didn't win gold in any of the lifts, but he just quietly put a total together.
Snuck through.
Yeah.
No one was really watching. She's a little bit awkward there. Oh, come on, stand up.
Look at that.
Stand up, I think she's there. Has she got it? She
Well,
has.
you know what? I hope we
Gets
get the
world
shot
record.
of her coach from the side on the replay, because he pogoed off the
was
stage.
over the moon.
Amazing start to this competition.
Look at that, so shaky, it
She
squeezes
had to
into
fight
it.
for that one.
And as she comes up, we see
There
the
he
coach
is.
pogo across the stage. That was fantastic. That was a great lift. So that puts her into gold medal for the minute, but we have 4 more squats to come yet. So this is Kimberly Johnson looking to move to the top of the table with 202.5. She's a little bit lighter than Bueno. I think all the coaches have the bar set high now for their celebrations.
Yeah, he really set the benchmark for post-lift celebration there.
So she looks really composed under the weight though. Wow.
Yeah, very confident.
Very nice.
She sticks to that technique so well.
And she moves ahead.
Yeah, we talk about technique all the time, and when you get in trouble, that's when technique is most important. And she sticks through it. The elbows are forward here. The chest is up. The bar starts to push. She lifts the head.
And if she gets this, Steele will move into gold medal position.
So here comes Ellie Steele, being sent out by Dean Bowring, who has a huge amount of experience in this field.
Can she sneak in and take the gold medal in the squat?
Well, she's done a lot more weight than this. She's squatted 222.5 in the past. This should be well within her wheelhouse. She missed her opener on depth, nailed it on her second. She's gone up from 195 to 207.5, which is a big jump. Well, she's handled it well.
What a lift from Ellie.
Let's wait and see. It is.
It's on the board. She's moved ahead. She has her toe on the podium. In fact, she is guaranteed a medal on
She
squat now.
certainly is. She is guaranteed the bronze.
Below the bar, 210 kilos for
As an
Hilda
absolute
Hogan
minimum. Well, not only is this a
Mikkelsen.
great achievement to take the medal in the squat, but it puts you in a great position moving into the
It
rest of the
certainly does. I
competition.
mean, this is where you want to be. You've put 3 lifts on, 2 lifts on the board, but you've put the total on and you've added to it.
So this, we have Hilda Hogan Mikkelsen now from Norway. Hometown advantage. She's not had to travel. She's got a huge amount of support in the crowd.
And she's certainly not going to let anyone take that gold medal easily.
210 on the bar.
She is a great lifter. She
And
has
she's
great technique on the
Never
squat.
done this in competition before.
And
Oh, you know.
just a bit too heavy.
What a great fight, though. She didn't let the weight push her out of
that's
shape.
right. She kept the technique. She didn't let the weight fold her over. The bar never shifted over the top. She
But
held
she
that all the way
just
there. It
didn't
was just too
quite
much.
have enough.
217.5 kilos and
This is an
So,
all or nothing lift.
Yeah, we have. I just heard the MC say this is all or nothing, and that's
It
exactly
certainly
right.
is.
Either she bombs out or she takes the gold
This would
and
also be a
an
World
M1
Master 1
world
and
record,
bar is loaded
which was
for
taken just moments ago by Erica Bueno.
Everything
I would have loved to have been
on
a
the
fly on the wall at the back to listen to what the coaching staff was saying to her.
Now she's out on the button. She's straight out as soon as bar's loaded.
This is the point she needs to take this bar with confidence and aggression.
She's got the start command.
Well, she moves the weight without any problem.
But I'm not sure.
And she
She's
gets
got
it
it.
on the board.
She's gone from absolutely nowhere to the gold medal position.
Talk about all or nothing.
And put 15 kilos on the M1 world
Wow.
record.
What
That's
an amazing
absolutely
effort.
incredible.
I mean,
This
on a
is what
second
we-
attempt at that, I thought, no way.
Me too. She just didn't seem to be able to control the weight.
Yep.
I thought she'd made a poor choice. I thought she was never going to put a lift in. But here she comes, and this is how quickly it changes. The competition changes around in equipped lifting.
It turns around very, very quickly.
Now we're going to take a 20-minute break, and I hope you'll join us back here for bench.
Silver and Johnson.
Welcome back to the IPF 2021 World Open Equipped Powerlifting Championships here in sunny Stavanger, Norway. I say sunny, it's rained since we've been here, but we're very glad to be here. It's been quite a long time since we've been in Stavanger, and it is really great to be back. My name's Jo Whiteley. I'm delighted to be here today with Gary Williams. And we've seen some phenomenal lifting so far. Even in this round, actually, we had some real drama in the squats, Gary.
Yeah, look, the great thing about this round now is that every one of these ladies has got a squat on the board.
That's true, actually.
Which means everyone
we left no one behind.
is on the way to registering a total.
But it was close.
It was very close, and we saw in the earlier rounds today in the men's that we saw, I think, a total of 5 lifters not register a total, and it's tough when that happens.
And it really is, because a lot of these lifters have travelled a long way, halfway around the world in some cases, so to not register a total must sting, even though it's quite common in equipped lifting.
Yeah, it's not completely unusual, and look, you come to World Championships, you put everything on the line, you're here for a job, and sometimes that's what happens, but all credit to them, they came out and they kept lifting. But I'll tell you what, this bench is heating up.
It really is. We have a lifter, we have Bueno, Erica Bueno. She's opening at 20 kilos above the M1 world record.
And I'm looking across that record board, and I'm looking back in the nominations, and I'm thinking, that might not be the only record that takes a nudge today.
No, I think so. Because the open world record is 155.5, and Bueno's opening at 150. So it's not just going to be the Masters 1 record that goes today, I think, if all goes well.
If all goes well, there'll be a couple of nudges. But as we know, with equipped bench, it is very technical.
It is.
And it can be very much go one way or another.
We had a little bit of drama with Okoa from Ecuador today. She missed her opener in a second, and she absolutely rocketed to first place on her third.
I'm still dumbfounded about how she got that third one. Completely different lift.
So we are ready to go now, and we have Siu Ching Hung from Chinese Taipei coming out for 75 kilos.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei is a team that's been growing and growing and growing, and the quality of athletes they're producing is just getting stronger and stronger.
That's a lovely opening lift.
That was a textbook opener, that one.
And it's a
She gets one red light there, though.
Yellow flag from the side referee. So it must be buttocks. 80 kilos for Shanae Zizard. Spokeswoman Sapati follow.
So we have Shanice Cesard from Canada out next
Zizard, Canada.
for 80 kilos. PB's 85, so this should look nice and easy.
Yeah, bench is always an interesting one. It's in your powerlifting. It's not where you're necessarily going to make big gains and storm away from the rest of the group, but it's where you've just got to chip away. Getting your 3 lifts on the board is really important in the bench session.
That look good?
Yeah, it looked good. A little bit straight off the chest, but she managed to get back on it pretty well.
87.5 for Eva Buxbom. Sapati and Mancini prepare. Like Martin just here.
Yeah, she tends to come off the chest quite straight and then pushes back on
I
it.
think her elbows came out of position just as she started to press. We have Eva Buxbom for 87.5. 52 years old, competing in the Open. She's asked for 87.5 to open her account.
Yeah, great lifter with lots of experience.
That was slow
It was a
though.
bit tough on that left-hand
That
side.
took a lot of effort getting to lockout.
Yeah, she just seemed to be rolling a bit to the left.
92.5 kilos for Marlene Sapati.
Trying to see from this angle. Yeah, she starts to roll a little bit. And once you start to shift sides, you lose a lot of power there.
Yeah.
But
She managed to press
she
it home,
managed
yeah.
it really well.
Got there by degrees.
Austria.
Marlene Sabati, Austria, 92.5. PB's 100.
There's so many things you have to get right in the bench press, especially equipped.
Pretty much all of it.
There's not a lot of room, for error in a quick bench.
That's not
That was
a
tough.
great opener. Should go on the board.
And it's a good
And she gets it on the board, but I think she knows it was a little bit messy. The look on her face, the communication with the coach there.
I think she was a little bit flattened out by the shirt there. Could do the keeping her chest up a little bit more. But with the quick benching, more than anything else, the adjustment of the equipment is absolutely key to the weight you're going to press.
Yeah, I think it's one of the ones where you've got the most amount of technical play and things you can do.
Sabrina Mancini, 100 kilos. She has the Italian national record.
Yeah, so 100 kilos is not far off that national record either.
Took her a while to get the start command there. I think oh, that was really fast.
That was smooth.
Yeah, they had that set up perfectly.
It's a good lead, 2-1.
She gets the one red light from the centre referee.
105
Probably not going to see what it's for from this
I
angle.
just saw the centre referee indicate that it was for butt lift, but it did actually stay down.
You know how the squat was really, really exciting? I think the bench is going to be the same. You want a
We
prediction,
have
I
Vargas
think, the
Vilma
world
Okoa.
record
She
is
gave us
full.
such a fright.
Well, I think she
missed her-
also gave us such excitement as well.
True. She missed on depth on her first one, went up, and then seemed to have real trouble even controlling the weight, and then smoked it on her third.
Yeah, I mean, that was her experience and the coaching experience as well, being able to walk away from that second one and change your mindset completely.
Yeah.
Because you came out a completely different person on that third.
She has one of the new super katanas on. It seems to be really high on her chest.
She gets it on the board, and I'm happy to say she has this one on the board.
Yes.
Below the bar, 130 kilos for Melody Antoine. Johnson, Haugen, prepare.
Seems to have some difficulty bringing it down, and it is sitting very, very high. So I think she's got a lot of adjustment to come in that shirt. Melody Antoine, France, for 130.
Uh, 10 kilos shy of
Bar
the
is
personal
loaded
best.
for Melody Antoine, France. 130 kilos.
I think that 140 might have been a while ago, though. She did 132.5 at the Euros in August.
You can see that's a very good shot there. You can see the belt holding the shirt in position. And in equip lifting on bench, you'll see the belt worn a lot more than you will in classic.
Wow, look at that
That is
position.
great mobility.
And to be able to get in that position in a bench shirt is phenomenal. She got
Oh,
that wrong straight off
yeah.
the chest. You saw the bar move. We should see that back on the replay.
Yeah, she knows what's happened there. She's a bit disappointed with herself.
Same weight for Kimberly Johnson, Haugen,
There
and
it goes.
Bolesnik.
Yeah, look, even her hips were getting out of position early on. She just didn't hold that position. And
US
you've talked
Virgin
about this
Islands.
before, Joe, that, you know, with the high arch and that position, it's very fragile.
Yeah. So here we go with Kimberly Johnson, 130. She's a very smiley lifter.
I am giving her my vote for the happiest lifter of the day. And it really is a great thing to see when, you know, you're at a world championship event. It's high pressure, but it's great when you're seeing athletes still really enjoying being here. Oh, plenty of speed off the chest.
Yeah, she did well there because her shirt did slip a little bit as she pressed. So it just moved towards. It kind of jumps up and tries to throttle you if it slips while you're benching.
Yeah, and as you can see, she's not wearing a belt, so there's nothing to really keep that shirt in a solid position.
Bar is loaded for
Hilda Hågen Mikkelsen next for 135. having a quick chat about exactly what she wants.
Yeah, it's really important to tell the spotters how you want that bar lifted off. And if it comes off in an awkward position, it can take a lot of energy to get that bar where you want it. Finds the touch point.
Oh, that looked tough though.
Yeah, it was a bit messy. It should be okay though, I think. Wait and see.
Raise the lights, please.
And it is. She gets the 2
2 to
white
1,
lights.
Deadlift for
Gets
Hilde
a red
Haugen.
card from the centre referee, which is
140
fairly
kilos
unusual.
for Daniela Kolesnik. Lorenz and Huang, get ready.
She gets that one on the board. It wasn't an easy one.
Daniela Kolesnik, now she had a lot of trouble as well on the squat. Couldn't seem to get it to depth, got it on 2 to 1 on her
Yeah,
last.
just really looked like she was rushing everything, so hopefully she's calmed down a bit.
Yeah, she looks strong. The weight gave her no trouble at all.
Yeah, she's not an inexperienced lifter either.
Looks like she's got that shirt a long way down already. But you know what? We're within 15 kilos of the world record already, and these are opening lifts.
And the current junior world record, 152.5, isn't it?
Getting a little bit scrappy.
Yeah, that one was an interesting one. And I think they almost had the sort of shirt maybe a little bit too jacked for that one. I'll be interested to see them making an adjustment at all.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. It is Daniela's own junior world record of 152.5. But we have Anastasia Lorenz coming out now from RSC for 140.
Yeah, another very experienced lifter as well. The Russian Olympic Committee, certainly plenty of experience in regards to equipped lifting. And both athletes and coaching staff.
Very wide foot position there.
That looked easy on Anastasia.
Plenty of speed off the chest, a little bit slow on the left side there. She gets the one red light.
140 is still on a bar for Yenchu Huang.
So we have the centre
Still
referee
and Bueno.
is
Get ready.
on his feet. I'm not quite sure why.
Well, everything seems to be fine.
Bar
Yep.
is loaded for
So we are
Yenchu
away
Huang,
for
Chinese
Yan
Taipei.
Su Huang. 140. Oh, easy.
Got a nice quick press
Yeah,
command
I
there. You
think
can
that's-
see she stopped that bar so well.
Deadlift for Yenchu.
That's probably the best bench we've seen in this
Yeah,
session.
and it makes such a difference if you can get that bar to your chest and stop it still as quickly as possible, and you get that really fast press command. So you're not just
Bar is
getting
loaded for
the work
Ellie
from the
Steele,
suit, you're
Great
also
Britain.
getting the work from your own stretch reflex as well.
Ellie Steele next. She's a great bencher. I know she's done 160 in the past.
You know, I mean, her squats have put her in a really good position. She's in the mix today. All she needs to do now, you know, is get a number on the board in the bench so they're a total, get a number on the board in the deadlift, and then just chip away and look for the opportunities.
Well, she is on team subtotal. She has got big squat, big bench. Deadlift isn't quite as big as some of the other lifters, so she's going to want to maximise everything she can get as subtotal. But you often find that the big benchers aren't. Oh,
She's just struggling to get the
20
hand out where
seconds.
she wants it.
she's got time. She can do it.
This is where handout is so important, and you've got to give a clear instruction.
Nice and easy.
You're going to take your head off to the professionalism there, because so many athletes would get flustered by that. Handout didn't quite go well. It's gone back into the rack. Have to get another handout. It can fluster a lot of athletes.
Yeah. She has the experience and the ability to control that. So here we go. We have Erica Bueno next, coming out to smash the M1 world record by 20 kilos.
Well,
I think the M1 record, it's actually a standard, so she only has to meet it at 130.
she held the M1 squat record for about 30 seconds.
She did. She has the open record at 155.5. So she's just moved up into the Masters 1 category. So she's looking to smash all those Masters records.
Yeah, look, I mean, we talk about opening on a world record. I mean, in this case, I think the situation's a little bit different.
I think so. Not super
I
easy,
think
but it
she's
was
got it, though.
decent.
She has 3 white lights.
And there we go. That is 20 kilos on the M1 world record. And she's only 5.5 kilos off the open.
Yeah, look, I think with a bit of adjustment in the shirt, there's still quite a bit of room to move there.
Sersar and Buxbom prepare.
So that takes us to the end of round 1. And those are the bench press results you can see on your screen at the moment, with Bueno leading from steel from Huang.
Yeah, it's pretty close up there at the top.
It is, quite a lot of lifters on 140 there. And we have Siu Ching Hung from Taipei on the platform at the moment with 80 kilos on the bar. Didn't go terribly well.
Sorry, no lift. A little bit bad
Yeah,
luck
I
also
mean,
maybe.
I did like the attitude. She had a nice smile on her face.
did.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
Buxbom and Sapati.
Oh, just
get ready.
got offline. Wouldn't
Bar is
wouldn't
loaded
go.
for Shani Cesar, Canada.
Jenny Cesard from Canada for 85. Her opener looked good.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is the thing. There's not a lot of room for forgiveness in a quick bench press. I mean, when you get a little bit offline, I mean, quite often that's sort of the end of it. Well, she handled that well, because on the way down it didn't look like it was really going where she wanted it to.
And it's a good lead
But then
for
somehow
Sané.
she got it where she wanted it to.
Then we have 90 kilos for Eva Buxbom. Sapati
Yeah,
and
she got a bit
Mancini.
out of line on the descent, didn't she? But it
Bar is
went
loaded
up,
for
and
Eva
that's all that
Buxbom,
matters.
Denmark. Come on, Eva.
Ava Buxbom, 90 kilos. Yeah, her opener was tough, wasn't it? She's only gone up 2.5.
Yeah, nice little jump. You know, you've got to really weigh up the options here and say, well, you know what, I can risk a 5 kilo jump, or I can take the 2.5 kilos that I'm pretty confident I can do and add that to my total.
Well, that's probably a wise move, because
Yeah,
she's
she gets a
struggling to
bit-
lock that out.
She gets a bit crooked on the left-hand side there.
Did she lock it? Yes, she
She
did.
got it there in the end.
I think after the camera moved, she carried on pressing, and it was a while before she got the right command.
7.5 kilos for Marlene Sapati, Mancini, and Okoa.
Yeah, she just gets a little bit twisted to the left, and it slows it all down.
And she kept on working.
Bar is loaded
and
for
locked it out
Marlene
eventually.
Sapati, Austria. Come on.
Milena Sabati, Austria, 97.5. Open with 92.5. Went up to 97, so she's right up against her PB of 100.
Yeah, I mean, your second and third lifts, this is where things get a bit tougher. You're quite often moving into, you know, unknown territory,
Nice and easy.
particularly on your third.
It's a good lead, 2-1 to Marlene. We got about 105 kilos for Sabrina Mancini. Okoa
So,
and
centre
Antoine
referee there
Ribery.
giving the red light.
I just saw him indicate that it was for butt lift.
I mean, obviously
Well, it's
from this
hard
angle
to
we
see.
couldn't see it, but
hard
obviously
to
we're
see
not
from
on the
the front.
platform either.
And the side
Bar is
referees
rolling
thought it was
for
okay.
Sabrina Mancini, Italy.
105, Sabrina Mancini. Got up 5 kilos.
Not sure who looked more stressed in that position, the athlete or the coach, or the coach then. Ooh,
That
a
went
tough one.
sideways.
Yeah, let's have a look at the
Sorry, no
replay.
lift. But there is one more attempt.
Not entirely sure how she was going, pulling it
110
down
kilos
there.
for Vilma Okoa, Antoine and Johnson. Get ready.
Seemed to
Bar
be a
is
long
loading
time
for
before she
Vilma
started
Okoa, Ecuador.
descent. Yeah, it just shifts forward a bit.
Yeah, once it starts to twist, there's no coming back from that. So we have Vargas Vilma Ochoa from Ecuador for 110. Now she had the biggest squat by a long way, but she does not have the biggest bench. So she's slipped quite a long way down the rankings.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the thing you got to do there. You've got to play your strengths, and hers was squat. So she gets as much on the board as she can with squat. Then the aim here is just to put a few kilos on where you can.
Flags, please.
And just waiting for the referee's decision.
I think we might have to go to flags for this one.
We've got a red flag from the center referee. We've got a
A
white
white
flag
flag,
from
two
the
whites.
sides.
2-1, good lift
It's a
for
good
Vilma.
So that is a good lift.
Then
So
130
we
for
have Melody
Antoine,
Antoine. She was the only
Johnson,
lifter to
Haugen,
fail her
Bar is
opener, so
loading
she's
for
going to come
Melody
out for another
Antoine,
attempt at
France.
it.
And people,
Yeah, let's hope she
She
can put
needs
this
your
one on the
help,
board. I'm
see.
sure she can.
bumped her first lift, so come on, give her some support. Come on, you have all been there, you know what it is.
You know, it's not an unusual thing in a quick bench to miss the opener.
No. It shouldn't fluster her. She's been lifting a few years. It's hard to get everything set up just perfectly. But once you've been out and had an attempt at a weight, you understand where the shirt needs to be.
Yeah, she has a very technical position too.
That will look difficult.
Didn't look easy.
What do we think?
And just waiting on the referee's decision. I can see a red flag
1, 2,
going up.
3, flags. It's a
2
good
to 1, a
lift.
good
2 to 1.
lift.
Gets it on the
3-point
board.
flags.
You look at that position she's in, it is very fragile.
140
And
for
there is
Kimberly
really
Johnson.
no
Haugen
room
and
for
Kolesnik,
any
get
slight
ready.
error at all.
Bar is loaded for Kimberly Johnson, US Virgin
Kimberly
Islands.
Johnson next, 140. We're going to see a lot of movement of rankings now because a lot of these attempts are very close together.
We're looking for 140.
It's a little bit of a stall. I don't think the bar did.
I think it kept going up. I think it's okay. And
We seem to have had a failure in
1,
the
2,
yeah,
3
just a
flags.
minor technical issue with the
Good
lights at the
lift.
moment,
3
and we have a
white
good
flags.
lift. So
Thank you.
what happens when we have a technical issue with the lights?
142.5
Referees
kilos for
have
Hilde
2
Haugen,
flags.
Kolesnik and Lawrence, get ready.
Makes it a little bit more difficult because we don't get the coloured
Bar is
lights
loaded
then
Yeah.
to see exactly what the
Hilde
failures
Haugen,
are for.
Mikkelsen, Norway.
So we have Hilde Haugen Mikkelsen now from Norway. She has asked for 142.5 for a second. She's
Yeah,
gone up
this is-
7.5.
This is right on her personal best.
She's having a decent day. She was 2 for 3 on squats. not sure that a right arm locked.
Yeah, I'm not sure. From this angle, it looked like it did. There we go. She gets the 3 white lights.
145 kilos for Daniela Kolesnik. Lawrence and Huang, get ready.
Yeah, she gets the white lights there. It was a tough lift. You could see just when she got the press call, it rolled a touch.
Russian Olympic
But she
Committee.
managed to push it back.
So now we have Daniela Kolesnik. Definitely not having a brilliant day. We thought we
No.
might see her take a run at her own world record of 152.5.
Yeah, she got off to a rough start today. And, you know, these extra kilos here are really important. She wasn't able to add extra kilos in the squat.
She's a big deadlifter though, so she's absolutely in the fight for the podium. So
Yeah.
I think she's taking the decision to just chip away and get as many kilos as she
Yeah,
can.
this is a smart decision. She knows she's got a good deadlift. Let's put a few kilos where we can. Just try and keep in touch.
And
Oh,
that's
it's
not
tough.
going.
Just didn't want to get to the lockout, did it?
Sorry, no lift.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, she's just having one of those days where things aren't coming together.
And you know, it can really throw you when you feel like you're having one of those days.
It
It
really-
can be
it
a
really can.
self-fulfilling prophecy, really.
Russian Olympic Committee also.
Anastasia Lorenz, ROC, next for 147.5.
And this should be well within reach.
And it's a tough lockout, but I think she's got it.
Yeah, she's got a lot of fight.
And it's a good lift, 2
really.
to 1.
She has that toolbox. She's got the grind in the
Same
tank
weight
if she needs it.
For Yenchu Huang, Steele and Bueno, get ready. Bar is loaded for Yenchu Huang.
But I
Chinese
don't
Taipei.
think she's got much to come there. You
Yeah.
never know though. Jack
Well,
that
and that
shirt
is the
down.
thing with
Yeah.
the equipped. You just never know. A lift that looks like there's 2.5 kilos tops. Next thing you know, they're coming out and smoking an extra 5 or an extra 7.5.
Here's Yen Su Huang for 147.5. She's done 150 in the past. See what she can do with this.
Well, it moved really well off her chest. It was a little bit of a stall out getting the lockout, but I think she
And
managed
it's
it.
a
She
good lift
does.
for Yenchu.
Very nicely done.
150 for Ellie Steele. And after her Bueno, then we start third round with Huang. Bar is
So
loaded.
we've got Ellie Steele out
Ellie
next
Steele
from the
and
UK.
Britain.
Yeah, she's put herself in a very good position.
So she's sitting second overall, and this will move her up to silver medal position on bench. She's benched 160 before, but she was in the 63s then, I think.
Yeah, look, she did really well on opener as well. She had a little bit of issue with the handout. Didn't let it bother her. And I know at that time she walked out, gave him another instruction. And it's always good to give the guys a reminder of how you want that handout. They can't remember everyone. Gets a nice quick call.
Oh, just a little bit of a pause
Gives
there
it
before it
that
went to
ex-
lockout.
Gives it an extra, and she gets it there.
But you know what? I think she's got some adjustment left in that shirt.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
there's still
she's
a bit of
got
room to move
more,
there.
yeah.
Record attempt for Erika Bueno. 156 kilos.
She gives that
Oh,
extra
Yeah, so
little
it
push.
stopped for a minute, but it went all the way in the end. So now we have Erika Bueno as a Masters lifter competing in the Open and competing at the front in the Open too. She's going to come out to try and extend her own Open world record.
That is quite amazing, and it just demonstrates in this sport how we just keep progressing and getting stronger. I guess it's one of the last sports where age is just a number.
For Erika
Absolutely.
Bueno, Brazil. World record attempt.
So here we go. She took the M1 world record by some distance with her opener, and this will push her own Open world record on as well.
156 kilos.
Nice and controlled. And I think she's got it.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Impressive.
Let's wait and see. It is. She gets the 2
2 to 1.
right.
That is a new open class world record for Erica Bueno.
Yeah, she really showed some experience there. She didn't get it exactly where she wanted it,
How the third round will be.
Well, she's won the
but
gold
she
medal,
managed it really well.
because the next highest attempt is 152.5.
So that puts her in gold medal position
So that was the gold medal winning
overall
left there.
and in the bench press
Well done.
competition. So those are the standings in the bench. Bueno leading from steel from Huang. But the bronze medal there is currently going on body weight. Anastasia Lorenz is on the same weight. So we go into the third round now with Xiuqing Hung from Chinese Taipei for her second attempt at 80 kilos.
Yeah, she missed this on the second, and her bar path looked better than that this time, but
Not quite.
It's
Leaves her
just
with the
not
best of
quite there.
75.
87.5 kilos for Shane Zizard. Buxman and Sapati, get ready. Bar is loaded for Shane Zizard, Canada.
Shanice Cesard, Canada, 87.5. A little bit more than she's done in the past.
yeah, look, I think she's managing everything really well. Canada's a long way to come from. Big differences in, weather, food, sleeping arrangements. And she's managed today quite well.
That looked good.
Yeah, I think it should be.
Oh,
she
no,
gets
no
two red
lips.
lights there. Let's have a look.
So let's see if we can see what the issue was from the side.
5 kilos for Eva Buxbaum, Sapati and Mancini. Get ready. Bar is loaded for Eva
Yeah,
Buxbaum,
spot
Yeah, you can see it
Denmark.
lift there.
Come on, Eva, come on.
So the head and the buttocks must remain in contact with the bench and the feet must remain flat on the floor. Eva Buxbaum, 92.5. Now this is the minimum she could go up, but her lifts have looked really tough today.
Yeah, and I think, she's playing the wise card. She's not trying to do anything crazy. I'm just going to add a couple of kilos where I can.
No,
And
just a bit too heavy.
just a little bit too much today.
No surprise though, 90 was really tough. She didn't leave anything behind though. She got the absolute most she could have done on the day.
Yeah, she got a good line to it. There was
Relax,
nothing really
please,
technically
referees.
wrong. It was just one of those things where today is not the day for it.
Thank you. Below the bar, 102.5
Next up we
kilos
have
for
Milena
Marlene
Sabati
Mancini and Okoa.
for
Get ready.
102.5.
Bar is loaded for Marlene Sabati, Austria. Come on, Marlene.
This will give her a nice little personal best.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing to come home with from the world stage. It's really hard to do your best work to get PBs in this kind of environment. You're away from home, you're in a really tough environment, you've walked out in front of cameras, huge audience, and lights, and really fierce IPF referees.
Oh, that is tough.
Wow, I think she's got
She
it though,
has
but I'm
got
not sure
some
if
serious strength.
there's a lot of body
And it's a
movement.
go for 2 to 1
She
to Marlene.
gets it.
They are happy. Both the
She has got some serious power. She didn't get a whole lot out of that shirt on that
See
lift.
that 107.5 for Sabrina Mancini.
She gets a little bit of a shot off the chest,
Antoine, get ready.
and then it slows down really fast.
Sabrina Mancini,
Yeah,
Italy.
managed to keep her butt planted, got it all the way to the top. Sabrina Mancini, she missed 105. She's gone up to 107.5.
Yeah, this will, I think, beat her national record, will it? This is most likely a
Yeah, I
national
think so.
record.
So you might as well have a crack at it.
Yeah, look, everyone's here for a different reason with different goals. Oh, it flew off the chest.
It did. She clipped
I
the
just
rack
don't think
though,
she was able.
unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely
Sorry, no
flew
lift.
off her
Little bit
chest.
bad luck there.
Clipping the rack isn't a fail in itself, but I think it just it just threw the line off.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at classic lifting, clipping the rack doesn't, often
There it
affect the
went,
lift too
yeah.
much. With equip lifting, when you clip that rack, it just
So
completely throws
I
the
think
line.
that would have gone. If she'd been a little bit further down the bench, I think that would have gone straight to lockout. So here we have Ochoa from Ecuador for 115.
Well, I'm glad that she hasn't decided to create any fear or excitement on the bench.
I mean, it's great having excitement on the platform's great for the spectators.
It's probably
not what you want
probably
as a
not so
lifter,
great for
yeah.
a coach, though. I'm
Coach would like a very boring time
I'm
and just go out and get all your
pretty
lifts.
sure I just saw some extra grey hairs in her coach.
Oh, she's kept that moving.
She has.
Not sure quite what happened at the top there. Did she get the rack command?
No, I think she
No.
started to fall.
No lift.
She has great strength, though, in that bench.
140 på Melody Antoine. Powerlifting and Johnson, get ready.
Kept control really well for the descent. Went back up. Trouble with the lockout.
It's quite incredible.
And then it
these
rolled up
standards
over the
of
top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's attempting 140 kilos. And that's only good enough for 8th place.
So here we go with Melody Antoine for 140. She missed 130 on her opener. Got it on her second, and now she's gone up a full 10 kilos.
Yeah, it's a fairly hefty jump. Yeah, shifting 10 kilos. That's. No, she's really taking her time. Just trying to get everything. Oh, she just-
Didn't quite manage to control the weight
Yeah,
there. She's
just-
used up a lot of time just getting to that point.
And the
20
way she
seconds.
sets up to. And she just gets in there.
No.
Nope. Well, yeah, there's a lot of energy usage when things like that happen as well.
Great job
It's
on
it's
the
hard to
spotter.
do. It's hard to set up twice.
145
Yeah.
for Daniela Kolesnik.
I don't think she ever really had that bar under control.
It's amazing amount of iron.
But that leaves her with a best of 130.
Arms, hands.
And we have Daniela
Well, she missed
Kolesnik
this
out
last
next
time. Needs some
for
crowd support.
145.
Bar is loaded for
I think you've got to be really cautious of those really fragile setups too.
Yeah.
I mean, they work well in training because you've got the same person handing you the bar every time.
She's given the handoff guy a note. I've never seen that before. So hopefully that will help.
All right, let's have a look. She's just struggling to get in
Can't keep it
position
under
there.
Control. I think the platform crew are doing everything they can, but she's well off the bench, so her position's unstable
10
anyway.
seconds.
And she's moving her feet after she's taken the bar.
No, she's just used way too much energy. Yeah, but we talk about, I mean, those fragile positions. If you've got the same person in the gym handing out to you every training session, it's not a problem. But then you come here and you've got different people and you're trying to explain to them exactly what you want.
But not only that, you're changing your position after you've been handed the bar, and that's, you know, you want to be as stable as you can.
With a huge smile again.
So here we have the happiest lifter on the platform, Kimberly Johnson, for 145.
Yeah, this is just under her best lift.
She looked great for 140.
It's a nice touch there. Well, I saw a bit of hip movement. Let's hope her butt stayed down. I think it has.
This one, a good lift.
Okay, 5
That was a great bounce off the platform.
Still Lawrence, Juan, and Bueno.
So she controlled the descent and she managed to keep planted all the way up. That was a great lift from Kimberly Johnson. Puts her in third position for the moment. However, we have a number of lifters who still have to come out and want to take that position
just looking
back.
at that board, I'm like, oh, it's just ridiculous.
I mean, all the lifts we have coming up are within range of the world record as it was a few moments ago. This is Hilda Hogan Mikkelsen, home nation hero for 150.
Yeah, look, she's having a pretty good day thus far. You know, things are going well. She's in touch with the top group.
Yeah, I don't know if her second looked good enough to put another 7.5 on it, really. But this will give her a bronze medal. No.
No, not quite there.
Yeah, I think it was a bit ambitious, given how her second looked.
Yeah, look, it's a really tough call in this position as well. Do you put in that bit extra, go after a medal in the bench, or do I say just put on 2.5 kilos? I can add that to my total. I'm in touch with the leading group.
So we've got Ellie Steele coming out for 152.5. She's only gone up 2.5. This will be a new British record. Although she's done 160 in the past, it was in the 63s.
So 152.5.
I would think she's entirely capable of this weight. She's a great bencher.
Yeah, and she's used this bench session really well.
I think even in the 57 kilo class, she's got the third biggest bench in British powerlifting. Yeah, that's a
Gets
great
it to
lift.
the top nice and
She
fast.
did move around on the bench a little bit, so let's just...
Oh, I think we
No.
might have
A
had
bit of
some
butt
head
lift, maybe.
Red lights. All
Sorry.
yellow, we guess possibly the butt came up.
Yes, I think so.
Yep, there
Yep.
it went.
Same way.
Bit of
That's a
butt lift.
shame.
That was such a small
Because it
movement as
moved
well.
so quickly.
So that leaves Ellie with the best of 150. She's still holding the silver medal on bench and the silver overall, but we
Is
have
to move
3
from
lifts
fourth
still to come.
Silver medal position.
And here is Anastasia Lorenz looking to take that silver away.
Yeah, a very good bencher, plenty of experience. And yeah, you could see as she got to the bottom there, the chest touch, just lost quite a bit of tightness.
I hope she didn't hurt herself too bad.
So that leaves Lorenz with the best of 147.5, just off the podium for bench.
Same weight for Yensu Huang.
Yeah, she just got out of position, lost tightness there.
And this is to move
We
from
have
bronze
Yensu Huang.
into silver
She's
medal
got the
position.
bronze medal on bench, but she looked great on her second.
Yeah, and this could shoot her into the silver.
Yeah.
And the great thing is, she hasn't had to go up an enormous amount to go after the silver. The bronze is solid. She's not putting anything at risk. long time to get that start command, though. Oh, that
Oh, it
extra
went
push
in
at
the
the end
end.
there.
Brings it up and referees say finish flags.
Oh, we've lost the referee's
Flags,
lights
please,
again. We are
referees.
looking for
Waiting for the
flags.
flags.
3.
Oh, we've
I
got.
can't see one of them.
2 whites.
It was a good lift.
It
It
is
was
a
a
good
good
lift.
lift.
2-1.
Silver medal on bench for her. Then we have the world record attempt
Okay,
for
we have another world record attempt from Erica Bueno.
160.5 kilos.
Every lift she's done on bench has been a world record. The first one was an N1 world record. The second, she extended her own
This is almost
open world
2 times
record
her
by half a
body weight.
kilo.
Yeah, and I think this makes up for the squat world record too.
I think so. This is
Bonus loading.
160.5. Now, I think the significance of the 160.5 is just to carry that chip forward.
Yeah, that can make a big difference in the
Yeah.
end.
Half a kilo can be worth 2.5 at the end of the competition, because it means you don't have to go up a whole 2.5
Yeah,
kilo
look, and we've
increment.
seen in so many occasions that half a kilo has meant
Yeah.
the difference between a gold and a silver.
She's guaranteed the the bench gold. This is to extend her own open world record.
Oh, can
Oh,
she
it
rock it
came
out?
off the chest so well.
It's
She's
still moving.
fighting. I don't think it's going to
so.
go.
No, it's starting to dip now.
Do you know, that was so close.
She gave that everything. She was in a good position to have a shot at that
Yeah.
extra extension of the world record as well.
Amazing attempt. Tough
Yeah, she
fight.
wasn't under threat. I think it was worth trying to push out for an extra 5 kilos. Wasn't quite there today. But, you know, she controlled that descent so well. She took an extra second on
Yeah, look, it wasn't
on
a
the
huge
chest.
risk decision. I mean,
Yeah.
if she was going an extra 7.5 kilos to try and extend that world record,
It's going to
then
be
you'd be thinking,
phenomenal.
hang on a second, you've got to protect
Take
the
a
end
short
game
break.
now.
And
But
it
it wasn't.
was within a really small amount of going. So that leaves us with Bueno in the gold medal position on bench. Huang takes the silver and Ellie Steele takes the bronze. We're going to take a 20-minute break now, and we'll see you back here for deadlift. Hello and welcome back to the 2021 IPF World Open Equipped Powerlifting Championships here in Stavanger, Norway. We're having a great competition so far today. We've had some real drama on squats and bench, and we are through to the deadlift portion of the competition. My name's Joan Whiteley. It is my pleasure to be here with Gary Williams. We'll be your commentators here all week. And we have the 57 kilo open women on the platform at the moment.
Yeah, look, we're coming to the deadlift now. I mean, and this is the point where it's really won or lost, isn't it? That deadlift. This is where you make your last run.
This is where we hand out the World Championship
you
titles.
make your last run here. This is where the opportunities present. But this has been a really tough session. There's been a lot of things that haven't gone right for people. Plans have, we moved to plan B, plan C, plan D. But then for others, things have been absolutely on fire as well. We've seen several world records drop already.
We have. We've seen a Masters lifter absolutely smash not only the Masters record, but the Open World Records as well. And I can see that it's going to be really close, because looking at where we are at the moment, we've got Bueno leading the field from Steele, from Huang, from Johnson. But if lifters 2 to 4 get their openers, they will all be on exactly the same total.
Yeah, look, we've got 5 lifters really that are battling for those 3 medals.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if we look at the projections, yeah, there's a couple there that might be a bit further away, but in reality, there are 5 lifters that are battling for gold, silver and bronze, and it really is anyone's game.
So we can see the totals on the screen in front of you now. So Bueno is on 358.5 subtotal, Ellie Steele on 357.5, so there's absolutely nothing in that.
There, is it? That half a kilo that Bueno was going after could come into play now.
But we know that Bueno has the bigger deadlift. So as we go further down, Huang with 347.5 also has the bigger deadlift than Steele. And this is where the game of powerlifting goes around.
Yeah,
you might have the biggest bench, but someone will out deadlift you. So you need to build that total with all 3 lifts. And we are underway now with Marlena Sabathi. She's opening her deadlift with 140 kilos.
And the deadlift, the only lift you don't have to wait for a start command. And that looks like a good opener.
Yeah, nice and easy. She had a PB of 157.5, so that was nice and comfortable there, and that's what we like to see. She's on the board now, and she can go to work on the rest of her goals with her other 2 lifts. Anastasia Lorenz, ROC, for 150.
Yeah, she's having a fairly good day thus far. But
Just waiting for her to come out to the
yeah,
platform.
I'm not seeing any real movement over there. I can see the referees looking as well. Not entirely sure.
This is unusual to be late out to your deadlift opener. I mean, we do see some people that are late out to their squat opener because they haven't got the wraps on in time, and again for the bench opener because they haven't got the wrist wraps on in time.
And I think I know why she's running late now.
She has knee wraps on for deadlift. That is
Yeah, now
very
you
unusual.
are allowed to wear knee wraps or knee sleeves doing your deadlift.
You don't see it very often though.
Yeah, I'm still, working on what the advantage is.
And looking at how they've been tied, she might even clip that wrap as she pulls, and she's left herself without much time.
And just demonstrated absolute control putting
She's
that back
limping.
down.
I don't know if she's walking like that because the knee wraps, or
Well, now if I look back to her bench, her final bench, she did have a little bit of an issue, and she did look like she might have twinged something in her lower body, and
so
it may be a
might
case
not be how
of
she usually deadlifts.
yeah, it may be a case of we'll put the knee wraps in just to protect that area.
Melody Antoine from France, she's opening with 155. And I'm just interested to see if Lorenz will put in another attempt or not. It's quite a big group, so I wouldn't expect her to leave an attempt in if she didn't intend to come out for it. You would do that in a smaller group to pay
absolutely.
respect. That just had a little bit of a moment through the transition phase, but it went to lockout fine. A little bit of hesitation there. And that's always the point where you might overbalance on a sumo deadlift. So we have Eva Buxbaum out next, M2 lifter. coming out for 165. PB is 183.5, which I think is the Danish Masters record.
And squeezes that to the top very nicely.
And it's a good lift for Eva.
3 white lights.
Same weight for Sunny Cesar, Mancini and Hogan. Get ready. Bar is loaded
Probably
for
the,
Sunny Cesar,
probably the lift that you
Canada.
can do the least amount of adjustment with the
Yeah.
equipment, really.
Yeah, there's not really much you can do with that suit. It's either on or off. I guess you could put a different suit on. That's a risky move, though. It takes a while to get into
in
equipment.
a big group like this, you might have time.
That's actually a good point. So this is Shanice Cesar for 165, which she's made short work of.
And it's a good lift
It's
for
always
Sunny.
interesting walking out the back in the warm-up room and watching everyone put their
2.5
deadlift suits on.
kilos for Sabrina Mancini.
Find a lot of these smaller lifters dangling from their coach.
Get ready.
Sabrina Mancini next for 167.5.
Bar is loaded for Sabrina Mancini, Italy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a well-selected opening lift. There's plenty of room between this and her best lift.
So a little bit of confusion here. The clock is running, but the centre referee has asked for the bar to be cleaned. So we should see the clock reset.
Yeah, I just saw the centre referee signal to reset the clock.
Yep. It's a little bit disconcerting for the lifter though, if you're, if you've psyched yourself up and you're
Yeah.
halfway to the platform and then you've got to go, dampen all that down, take yourself back to the backstage
Yeah,
and
look,
come out
and
again.
quite often there's a whole procedure that you go through with as a coach and an athlete before you walk out of that platform. And if you do that procedure, walk out and then told, no, no, no,
But it hasn't thrown her at all.
not
She's-
at all.
And this is also a reason why you put a nice easy opener on. Because
Yeah.
I know myself, I get so focused, all I can see is the bar. If someone then stops me and sends me back, it really throws me off.
Okay, and just
So here we have
the-
Hilda
the-
Hogan
the
Mikkelsen,
second group,
170.
the next session, third session today, will start
She is
30
having a good
minutes
day.
later, 6:30, not 6 o'clock. It will start 6:30, 30 minutes later.
So for anyone who wants to watch the next session, it's just been delayed by half an hour. This session is overrunning very slightly. So the 74 kilo men will start at 6:30 CET.
And that is going to be another very exciting session.
It really will, some big names in there. But we have Hilda Hogan Mikkelsen from Norway on the platform at the moment, opening her deadlift with 170 kilos. That's a nice looking
great
lift.
opener.
That looked very easy. And referees say it's a good lift for Hilda. Same weight for Ellie Steele.
Sits really quickly into it and just pulls. No messing about. Ellie Steele next for 170.
You know, you were talking about her earlier, and I think she's played a really, really
Bar is
smart
loaded for Ellie
game
Steele.
today.
Great
She knows her
princess.
strengths.
Yep.
She's played on them. She used them where she could, and she's put herself in a position where there could be an opportunity to go after the top.
She's pulled 182.5 this year, I think. British equipped. It's never been her strongest lift, but
Well,
it's
today,
moving along.
she just needs to do her job.
That looked very
that
nice
is a
indeed.
really nice start.
And it's a good lift for Ellie. Nice start.
And that now puts her in a position to now look at the numbers.
So she's got a fair bit of room to move there, and she's got Dean Bowring helping her with the numbers, so I can't imagine anyone better.
Yeah, it's good to have that platform experience in your coach
absolutely.
out there.
And they've worked together a long time. Vargas Vilma Ochoa, next from Ecuador. She had the huge squat, 217.5, which was an M1 record.
Vamos.
Didn't have the biggest bench press, but this will give her the M1 total record.
Already with her opening deadlift.
Yeah, wow.
We looked at the board earlier and we thought, yeah, that M1 total record's likely to fall, and It is falling right now. 180 on the bar.
And look at that. Did she go down too quick?
Very
Did she
easy.
get the? No,
No,
she
she
got
got
the
the
command.
call.
That's good.
Congratulations
If you
on
get
the
to
gold
lock out
medal.
quickly enough, you will get a fast command.
Same weight for
And
Yin
that
Soo
takes
Hwang,
the
Johnson and
total
Bueno
record in the
there.
57s that stood since 2012.
It's loaded for Yin Soo Hwang, Chinese Taipei.
Yin Shu Huang, Chinese Taipei, 180. This is a big opening lift for a 57 kilo lifter.
Yeah, she's got a 191 on her belt. So I imagine that is a national record.
I think so. I don't have that result. But we don't always have all the national competition results.
Well, she
Very
handled
calm
that
and
well.
considered. She's been a very impressive, very
And it's a
composed
good
lifter
lift
all
for
day.
Hwang.
Yeah, she didn't rush it.
Same iron for Kimberly Johnson, Bueno
The
and Kolesnik.
temptation when it's hard to break from the floor is for the hips to rise early, but she kept her position really well.
Yeah, and sumo is one of those lifts that it does tend to take a while to break the floor. You've just got to be patient.
US Virgin Islands. Come on, Kimberly.
And here's Kimberly Johnson for 180. Her PB is 192.5. So expect this to move well. And it certainly
Very well.
does.
I think well was an understatement.
That was lovely.
It's a good lift. Nice start.
That was
182.54
very quick.
Erika Bueno, Kolesnik and Hung.
Well,
Ready.
I think she's got a lot of room to move up on that lift. We have Erika Bueno next, who's going to take the M1 total record that was just set
World record attempt for Master
by
Two
Okoa.
Yeah, it was just said about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
for Erika Bueno.
So this will put her in first place. This will give her a really decent lead, to be honest. She's going to be hard to beat if she pulls this.
Yeah, this puts her in a really commanding position in the totals.
Well, it wasn't super easy,
Well,
but it certainly went.
it went well, and you're right, it wasn't really easy. There's probably not a huge amount of room left to move. So in that
So-
respect, she's played a pretty smart game.
And she's also put 25 kilos on the M1 records just set by Okoa.
Monstrous.
So we have a couple more lifts to go before we go into the second round. So we'll start to look at the placings once everyone has their opener in. And this is Daniela Kolesnik. She's struggled a little bit. She only got one squat. I think she only got one bench.
Yeah, it's been a really tough day for her so
Yeah.
far. Just things just haven't been going right. She was rushing her squats, wasn't really getting to depth very well. Then she got that sorted out. Just had a lot of problem getting to position on bench.
So, yeah, things have not gone her way.
So right now she just needs to get in the right frame of mind. And again, she's just having one of those days that just,
She just didn't
Looked
look
like
in
it
a
didn't
great
wanna move.
position. Her knees were forward.
you can see her motioning to a coach there. She just doesn't know. And I think really in this case, I think that's a lift she would normally get. But I think she is so emotionally
She
and
looked a
physically
bit
drained.
defeated.
You know, that the energy just disappears.
And especially with deadlift, belief is such a huge part of it. We have Xu Ching Hung coming out for Chinese Taipei for a massive 190 kilos for her opener. And she's pulling conventional. You know, I have a real
yeah.
soft spot for conventional
course.
pullers. Oh, she's not.
Oh, no.
She's not. But this is a massive lift. Oh, and it wasn't easy.
I'll tell
I
you
think
what,
she's
though.
got it.
She has. We're waiting for the referee's lights.
Centre ref's on his feet. He hasn't given a decision.
And we're waiting. It is
It's
three
a
white
good
lights.
lift.
And what I do like about that, there wasn't a whole lot of ceremony about setting up.
Yeah.
Just walk out, get my feet in position.
So she's in a fairly commanding lead in the deadlift race. But we have, as we move into the second round now, we have Erica Bueno is 10 kilos ahead of Huang.
Yeah,
but
look,
it's really,
I
there's
don't
nothing
think she's
to...
completely safe yet.
In fact, it's... Who have we got? We've got 3 lifters on 5:27.5. Huang, Johnson, and Steele. So
Yeah,
this is anybody's game for...
It is going
the
to come
podium.
down to that last one.
Bar is loaded for Marlene Zapati, Austria.
And I think this is the point where, you know, each lift becomes so important. And, you know, I guess we're going to see a few changes at the end as well.
I think we are, and I don't think Bueno's totally safe.
No, I don't think she's out of the woods just yet. I mean, Hung is really breathing down her neck.
We have Marlena Sabati just having pulled 147.5 right now.
And it's a good
And that's a
lift
good
from
lift.
Marlene. 162.5 for
I think
Melody
Borno
Antoine,
can probably
Lawrence
take a
and
little bit of
Lisa.
security in the fact that we've got 3 lifters all sitting around the same.
And that's a
They're
problem,
so
isn't
busy
it?
watching, they're going to be watching their own back and may not go after the gold.
And those are the listings on your screen right now, and you can see how close it is with all those lifters on 5:27.5. So, you know, it's going to be not just about chasing the first, but looking over your shoulder and trying to defend against the lifters trying to come past.
Yeah, I mean, Bjorno might find herself in a bit of a position where no one really challenges because they're all protecting their own medals.
Everyone's looking at the silver.
So it could work to her favour.
Melody Antoine next, France, for 162.5. She's taken 7.5 kilo increase.
Ooh.
Yeah, she locked out way too early, didn't she? How did she finish that off?
Now, did the bar drop? It did.
Yeah. So we're seeing blue cards there.
And you can see here, knees
downward
lock
movement
out.
at the bar.
170.
But what
Amazing
determination
strength
to
there.
finish that off. We've seen that all the way through her competition,
Yeah,
haven't we?
she's got a lot of fight.
Few little technical errors, but really manages to push through them.
It's one of those things with sumo too. If your knees lock out too far before your hips, you're left hanging out the front with the bar.
Yeah. So we have Anastasia Lorenz, ROC. She's out in knee wraps again. She seems to be limping
Yeah, she
slightly.
doesn't look 100%, but she's added an extra 20 kilos.
That seems like a lot.
Well, my trainer thought is that opening lift at 150 was, let's see if whatever's happened is okay in the deadlift, and if it's not giving you any problems, we'll go back to the original plan. But that's a big jump. Yeah, it's just a bit too much, I think.
She does seem
Yeah,
to
she's
be
not
carrying
100%.
injury there. I would be surprised if she came out again.
Yeah, and it's definitely something to do with that left knee.
Yeah.
Same weight for her.
So Shanice Cesard also coming out for 170. She's only gone up 5.
So this will equal her personal best, I think. 170. And you can see how they position there. I mean, taking that deep breath and then bending down to the bar can be quite a tough thing with the belt.
She needs to push her knees out more though, I think. I think she just lost her position there.
Yeah, she was never really in position. Knees were out of position there. She was forward over the bar. Shoulders looked over the bar as well.
So we have Eva Buxbaum next for 172.5. She's gone up 7.5 from her opener.
Yeah, not a huge jump.
And her opener wasn't super easy though.
Bar is loaded for Eva Buxbaum, Denmark. Hamza
No,
Eva.
she certainly seems to be enjoying the day.
Very experienced lifter.
Oh, she squeezed it to the top. It didn't look any harder than her
No,
opener, though.
it didn't. She's got
They
so much
both
grind.
looked about the same.
Lovely for Eva. 177.5 for Ellie Steele.
I think we've got a huge element of the British team in the crowd at the moment. You can hear them cheering for Ellie Steele. She's coming out for 177.5.
Well, look, I mean, with a name like Ellie Steele, you are born to be a powerlifting champion, aren't you?
Absolutely. So this is to move her up to silver medal position. She's sitting 4th right now. This will put her up into 2nd for the moment, but it is
It's just important to get these kilos on now.
There is
you don't want to miss a
nothing
lift
to call.
here. The second someone misses a lift in those top few numbers there, it's going to open the door. Oh, that moved well.
That's looking good. That's as good
You
as
know,
I've seen a deadlift. I think she's
talk
on for a
about
fair bit more.
Yeah, we talk about managing your day, and she has managed it. She still has energy left.
She has.
You could tell by her demeanour, the way she walks off, she's still got energy left. She's got enough in the tank that if she gets an opportunity to pull for something higher up, she's going for it.
Absolutely.
Bar is loaded for
Sabrina Mancini.
Italy.
She's gone up 10 kilos. This is 177.5.
This will be just shy of her personal best. Well, that moved
Yeah,
pretty
that was
well.
nice and easy.
And it's a good lift also for Sabrina.
Saw her look at her hand there as she walked off. Yeah, you can see the bar was just underslip a little bit.
So we're seeing that the platform crew are cleaning the bar. I think it's a bit counterintuitive, but if there's too much chalk on there, you do lose some of the grip because you're just holding loose powder.
Yeah, I mean the Eleiko bar has got one heck of an earling on
It
it.
really has. You need a lot of chalk on there.
Yeah, but it does occasionally fill up with chalk.
Hilda Horden Mikkelsen, 180. This matches her current PB. I love her energy.
Yeah, she's been fantastic today.
Slow and steady. Oh, she can't
just
lock
couldn't
it.
quite hold it there.
I think she couldn't lock it. Her knees sort of came out.
Yeah. Yeah, just couldn't quite lock, and
Yeah,
yeah, you can see
the-
her knee pushed her hand forward as well.
and that's hard to hang on to.
Lots of trauma here today.
So Daniela Kolesnik is not having a
Well-
good day. She really needs to get her head together because I think that's what's going on now. She's had so much difficulty.
I'll tell you what, this is the most fire I've seen her bring to the platform today. She actually looks like she's got some intensity now. She's sort of put her head in the right place.
I don't think she got her position right at all.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No lift.
Yeah, look, it's been such a tough day,
See her knees caving.
and I imagine she is drained physically and emotionally.
She's pulled so much more than that. It's hard to watch. So we have Vargas Vilma Ochoa from Ecuador for 187.5. This will move her up to silver medal position on deadlift and 5th position overall. A little bit out of range for the podium, I think, in the overall.
Yeah, just not quite in touch, and that one just doesn't want to move.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not
No lift.
quite sure what happened there. Just didn't seem to want to go.
Same weight for Yensu Huang.
Yeah, I mean, look, you get to the end of a session like this, and you're into the last couple of lifts. Sometimes the body just says, "Yeah, no, you've lifted enough."
Especially with equipped lifting, which is every lift is an overload.
Yeah, and it's
really
you know, and you've also got the energy drain of getting in and out of the equipment as
Come
well.
on.
So we have Yensu Huang, who has been very impressive today. She's gone up to 187.5.
This again, another very important lift.
I was just looking up her record. I don't remember her at Dubai. The last time she was at the World Equipped was Halmstad 2018.
2018, yeah. Well,
Oh, that looks so
That
things
was
are moving
nice.
really well.
Yeah. So that moved her up to silver medal position on deadlift and total.
Yeah, that was a really important lift, that one. If any of these top three miss a lift...
So
the
Erica
door is
Bueno,
open.
we think that Bueno is fairly well placed. If she gets this one, then she's going to be really difficult to catch.
Yeah, so this will give her a 546 total, and which I think is then probably enough to say, you know what, you're going to have to defend your own medals rather than come after me. And it's another world record.
Yes, of course, it's an M1 world record. And it puts her within 5 kilos of the M1 deadlift record too.
That is fantastic.
Her opener wasn't super easy.
There, yeah, I mean, we both looked and said there's not a whole lot of room left. So she's gone up to 5 kilos, which isn't an enormous amount. Oh, that's
Well,
tough there.
brute force. I'm not sure she'll
There is
get
not
it.
a lot of room to move anymore.
Oh, she has. Fantastic.
Congratulations.
And another
I would not-
Fantastic.
I
That
would
was
not be
hard to
surprised.
call because as it passed her knees, actually from this angle, no, there was no supporting.
For Kimberly Johnson.
What do you think, another 2.5 kilos for the third?
There wouldn't be more. That was scrappy.
That is loaded for
But you know,
Kimberly
in her
Johnson.
position, if she
US
feels
Virgin
like
Islands.
she's
Come
not in
on,
trouble from
Kimberly.
behind, she might just have a go at 193.
Yeah, look. She could well be in that position.
Kimberly Johnson. She's put 10 kilos on it, and I think that's fine. Her 180
Oh, it flew
looked
up.
superb.
Yeah, it's great to see, you know, she's getting to the end of the competition. She's still got plenty of energy left.
Nice.
Easy.
Has she stopped smiling at all throughout this competition? I mean, I'm quite sure even when she's lifting, she's smiling.
Referees the light.
She's certainly enjoying it.
It's a good lift
So
for
that
Kimberly.
put her in gold medal position in deadlift, and it also moved her up to second overall. She's very quietly
Yeah, she's
built
just
a
sort of
massive
sneaking around
total.
there, you know,
Yeah.
out there having fun, enjoying myself. Oh, you didn't see me come up. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
Xiu Ching Hung now for 195. Her 190 wasn't the easiest I've ever seen, but I think she should have this, and this will give her the deadlift gold. She's a bit out of touch in the overall.
Oh, yeah,
She
she just.
showed some determination there, but
Yeah, I mean that was a real example of you know, sumo. You just keep pulling, don't give up on it.
Third round.
And she got it moving off the floor, but then just got a
she
bit out of
locked
position.
her
52.5
a right leg very early.
Antoine and Lorenz.
So at the end of the second round, this is where we are. Erica Bueno is leading with 5:46. Kimberly Johnson is at 5:37.5, but the next two lifters, Huang and Steele, are both on 5:35. So 2.5 kilos covers positions 2 to 4.
There
This is
nothing in
anybody's
it.
game.
And Hung weighs a fraction less than Steele, so she's going to have to outlift.
Yeah, it's not much, is it? It's at 35 grams, 350 grams.
Yeah, so she's going to have to outlift that.
Paris
Yeah.
loaded
Get into the
for
medals.
Marlene Zapati, Austria.
But I think
Last
she's played her
time
day
on
well.
this
I think
stage,
she's still got the
World
energy and the
Championships
determination to be able
in
to do that.
Come on, Marlene.
So I would not like to call this. I could not say how this will go. So we have Marlena Sabati on the platform right now for 152.5.
Oh, squeeze it up. Gets to the top.
And it's a good lift for Marlene.
2 to 1, a good lift.
You know, we talk about having to protect your medal and things like that. I think Steele's got herself in a good position. She can put a number on and go after the medals without really being any threat here.
Yeah, she's only off the podium on body weight. This could go any way at all.
So we're into the third round, so the bar will get clean between every lift.
And it's worth reminding you that you can strategically change your third deadlift attempt twice. So we might see some games played there with changes. This is Melody Antoine from France for 162.5. She missed this on her second. I think I saw some movement from the jury
we did
then.
see someone stand
wonder
up then.
what we will see.
Oh, just
Too
can't
heavy.
quite get it there.
Yeah. Leaves her with the best of 155.
Sorry to announce, but by jury decision, Sabati's last lift, but was no lift.
Okay, we have had the Austrian lifter, her 152.5 has been overturned and is no lift, leaving her with 147.5.
Get ready.
Oh, we're not sure of the reasoning there. That was a jury decision.
Yeah, unfortunately, we probably won't find out why.
So we have Anastasia Lorenz, ROC, coming out from a final lift at 170. She missed this on a second. Going to come out and have another go at it. I'm
Well, it was a
surprised,
very
to be honest.
big jump, and I'm sure there's something going on there as well. Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
Leaves her with the best of 150 and a 485 total.
Yeah, foot shifted around on the floor a bit there as well, and lost all the power.
And 170 kilos for Sunny, Cesar, preparing Buxbaum and Haugen.
We have Shani Cesard from Canada coming out next for 170. Again, she missed this on a second. Going to have another attempt
Come on,
at it.
Sunny. Last attempt here in Stavanger. Give it everything now. You can do it. It's your personal best. Equal.
Yeah, she was very forward on that as well.
Sorry, no lift. Had a nice try.
You can see she sort of
175
twists a
for
bit,
Emma
shifts
Buxbaum.
forward, gets all out of position. She's put in a big effort today, and it's never easy having to travel that far.
Absolutely. Eva Buxbaum waiting to come out there, just having a few final words of advice from her coach. She's gone up 2.5 kilos to 175.
Bar is loaded for
been
Eva
having a
Buxbaum,
pretty good
Denmark.
day.
Hamza Eva.
How she pulls through when her hips rise early like that, I have no idea. She has so much determination and
just
grind.
Really does have so
Superb.
much strength in that upper body too, doesn't
First
she?
good lift in the third round.
You see her hips come up there, but she says, you know what, I'm going to pull this anyway. I'm just going to
we
keep
have
on
a
pulling
change.
through.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we have a change. I think
Won't be
that
the
was,
last.
yeah, Hilda Hogan Mikkelsen has put in a change.
Haugen and
So we will see Ellie Steele
This
go
is
out.
where the battle
next.
for the podium really gets underway. This lift will put Steele
So,
from fourth place.
Ellie Steele's
into
now
silver
decided,
medal
I think
position.
she made a change as well. She had 185 on. She's put it down to 182.5. I think that's the decision of, we'll do what we can
Yeah,
do.
look, I think it's a smart decision. I mean, you've got a choice. You can put on some extra and hope for the best, or you can go, you know what, I'm pretty sure I can do this one, and that's
Yeah.
5 kilos I'm going to add to my total.
And this will put her in on the silver medal position in the overall. And that's a real prize. Single lift medals are great, and they're great to have, but it's the overall competition that's the important one.
Yeah, look, her job now is to put this one on the board, and then she just has to sit back and wait. And everyone else is going to have to outlift to get on there. Her last couple have moved really, really well. You know, she's played to her strengths today. She's done everything she can do.
I think so. I think she's got every kilo she could possibly get on the platform up to now. So see if she can Oh, what a shame.
Just got a little bit forward.
Sorry.
Balance just was a little bit off right at the top. It was very close.
185 for
See,
Hilde Hagen.
just gets a
There
little
we
bit
go.
forward there.
So she can't do better than fourth now.
Well, she has done everything she could do today, and
Absolutely.
she took it
She
all out
had-
there and put it all on the platform.
This is 5
Was
kilos
it a
over
silver
her
on
personal
squat
best.
and a bronze on bench, or the other way around? I'm not sure, but she's got 2 medals in her bag anyway. So we have Hilde Hagen Mikkelsen coming out next
Representing Norway,
for
make some
185.
noise, Norway.
Bar is loaded.
Final lift, Hilde Hagen Mikkelsen.
Kom igen nu Hilde.
185 kilos on the bar. No, a bit too
And
much.
Just didn't want to keep travelling to it.
Leaves her with the best of 170 and currently in 5th place overall.
Oh, this is a hugely important lift now.
Yes, Daniela Kolesnik, 185. She has
So
done
we
all
have
her
Daniela
2 first
Kolesnik.
attempts.
This is a
She really
difficult
needs this
position to
training
be in.
competition.
Yeah, look,
She needs
I mean, if
this
you're at
to
the back
make
of
a
your coaching
total.
staff right now, I'm
Please
working
help
on
her, Stavanger.
getting her to get into position.
Bar is loaded for
She's
Daniela
down on energy,
Kolesnik.
she's emotionally
Rosa
drained, she's had a
Kolesnik
rough
coming
day.
in.
Now it
Come
comes
on,
down to
Daniela.
technique. Got to sit back
You can
into
do
it,
it.
get the knees out.
And I
She
don't think she's
can do
quite got her
this.
position right.
No, she's not. She's not getting into position. And she's been rushing her squats today. Now she's doing the same thing here. Just sit back into it.
She's strong enough.
And just not today.
That's a real shame.
Yeah, it's a real disappointing end of the day for her. She's been, having such a rough day.
Yeah.
She's worked so hard.
Feels so bad for her, but this is powerlifting. Sometimes,
So we have an attempt change coming in.
sometimes you lose.
We have
Let's
another
just
attempt.
figure out who that is for.
We're watching the screen to see which one changes.
I can't see, unless it was Huang that changed. Oh no, here we go. Mancini changed. Mancini's gone up.
190.
So we will see Okoa come out for 187.5. She missed this on a second. So the rule is you can change up until the point you're called to the bar, but you can't
This will
drop the
put
weight.
her
You
in
can't come out for a
bronze medal
lower weight.
position in deadlift.
You can drop your attempt, but you can't drop it so that it was lower than the one
Forward,
before.
of course.
Yeah, so you've got to be very careful with your attempts and your
Bar is
placeholders and
loaded
things like that.
for Vilma
You know,
Ochoa.
you've seen
Neck
people in the past put in
control.
placeholders
Come
and then end up getting stuck having to lift that.
Yes.
Pull it up.
Gold medal on squat with 217.5 and the M1 world record. She had the M1 total record briefly. Oh, what a shame. It looked
So
like her
sorry.
grip went in her right hand.
Yeah, look, it just gets to the end of the day and
So far, only one good lift.
Yeah, just slipped out of her hand. That's a really shame. That's a real shame. That leaves her in 6th place from such a strong start.
Mancini and Bueno. Get ready.
So we have Huang coming out next. So we have 2 lifters coming out for 190. If the 2 lifters are coming out for the same weight, it goes on lot number. The lowest lot number comes out
Please
first.
help each lifter
If the
as they come
lifters
onto the
lift the same
platform.
weight, the lowest body weight takes the advantage.
On this competition.
So we have Yensu Huang coming out for
The bar is
190
loaded for
kilos.
yeah, so this will temporarily put her up into the silver medal position overall as well.
Give her the deadlift gold, overall silver for now.
So this is a good number. She hasn't had to go up a lot, and
To silver medal position
she puts it
and
on the
lead
board.
deadlift.
she can sit back and wait and say, well, I've done everything I can do.
She's been great today. She's been very composed, lifted well within herself. That was superb.
Very nice. That was
Absolutely brilliant.
almost a textbook sumo, I think, there. Took
So
some
she
time.
moves ahead of Johnson now because she is lighter on body weight by about 350 grams.
119 kilos for Erica.
So that was a great lift. I've become a big fan over the course of today.
For Erica.
So we have Erica Bueno next.
Ranked number
Every
one
deadlift she's
overall.
done has extended the M1 total
Yeah.
record, so this is no different.
So this will take it to 548.5.
She She had 192 on. She's dropped it to 190. I think she doesn't feel under pressure.
Yeah, look, I think it's safe to say she is the world champion.
I think so. Unless we see a real Hail Mary from the...
Not unheard of, though. So right now, she is in the gold medal position total.
And it's scrappy, but I think she's got it.
I think every one of those deadlifts has been scrappy, hasn't it? But they get there.
That's a good lift. That's put her on the bronze.
We've got an attempt change going
We have
in.
another attempt change.
Okay, so let's see what's going to happen next.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Kimberly Johnson puts in a change.
She has. She's done it.
Yeah, she's going after the
Kimberly
gold.
Johnson is going to try and pull for gold.
190 kilos for Sabrina
But first we have
Mancini.
Sabrina Mancini coming out for 190. I mean, this is a big ass. This is a 12.5 kilo
This
increase.
is for bronze.
And 10 kilos
deadlift.
over her current PB. This is to get herself on the deadlift podium.
Italy, come on!
Well, sometimes you've just got to put it all out there and see what you can do.
No, that's not going. She did well to struggle with that for so long.
A little bit too much today, but
Yeah, she gave it a best shot. She was
had to
patient
try.
with
yeah,
it.
of course, you are here. What you are here for?
And
To
the
try
hips
for the
start to
medals.
lift there.
No lift.
2 more deadlifts to go.
You know, you talked about Kimberly Johnson just, sliding in the background there, and
This will
Yeah,
Going
she's
about
played
her
a great
business.
game today.
now all of a sudden she's found herself, you know what? I'm only a kilo for pulling away from a gold medal here.
So we have Chinese Taipei's Hung coming out for 195. She missed this on a second.
Well, this will put her on the podium for the deadlift if she can
Bar is
get this on the
loaded.
board.
This will put her in first place, I think, for the moment.
Yeah,
in
and
deadlift.
temporarily put her in first place.
Hands together. Gold medal attempt in deadlift. All the way from Taipei.
Oh, she got it
And
moving,
just
but
won't go.
just a bit too much.
Leaves with the best of 190 and a 415 total. So that gives, well, we still have one more lift to come, which is going to determine everything. Now this is a real Hail Mary, I
It really,
think.
look, we said we didn't think Bjorno was completely safe. She looked pretty solid there. We said there could be a Hail Mary, and
third place at the moment.
And
This
look
young-
at her face.
this
She's
young
just having a
lady
great
has
time.
been having a fantastic time. She had a great day today. She's got plenty of energy. No one really suspected.
No, she's just very,
They come
very
from
quietly
behind.
played her own game and had a phenomenal competition.
And
And
was that-
she's
was
coming
that-
out to pull for the
Was
world
that the
title.
art of distraction?
I think it may have been. She's come
Well-
out looking so casual for each one. Her deadlifts have looked great. I think this is a big ask,
Well, she has the bronze medal.
but wouldn't it be phenomenal
Oh,
if
it'd
she
be
pulled
fantastic to see something. She has the bronze medal. She's got nothing to lose here. She was in the best position. She's pulling last. Oh,
She's got it moving. She's got it moving, but
Oh,
she
she's
can't
too much.
quite finish it off.
She takes the bronze medal.
That was
though.
a brilliant attempt. And
What an
look,
effort.
she's not even, it's not even knocked a smile off her face now.
Not at all. And Buono safe there as the world champion.
So we have Erica Bueno from Brazil on 5:48.5 with a ton of world records, and she is the world
Yeah,
champion.
she has an absolute swag of world
Wang
records.
from Chinese Taipei with 5:37.5, and Johnson only just behind her, also with
Just
5:37.5.
was only came down to body weight, didn't
Deal
it?
was in fourth place by 2.5 kilos. That's an absolutely phenomenal session.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And it's going to get better very soon.
Yeah, we have more lifting to come today, so don't go anywhere. We've got the medal ceremony coming up, and we have the delayed 74 kilo session, which will be at 6:30 now. Please join us for that.
First, we give away participation medals by IPF President Gaston Barras and the Vice President of EPF, Sandra Rossi. First, we will give away the squat medals. And bronze with 202.5 kilograms goes to Kimberly Johnson, US Virgin Islands. Silver medal from squat with 207.5 kilograms goes to Ellie Steele, Great Britain. And the gold medal with 217.5 kilos to Vilma Ochoa, Ecuador. Thank you, ladies. Then bench press. Bronze medal with 150 kilograms goes to Ellie Steele, Great Britain. Silver with 152.5 kilograms to Yanchu Huang, Chinese Taipei. And the gold medal with 156 kilos, new world record, to Erica Bueno from Brazil. Thank you, ladies. Deadlift medals, bronze with 190 kilos to Erica Bueno, Brazil. Silver medal, also with 190 kilos, to Kimberly Johnson, US Virgin Islands. And deadlift gold medal to Yanchu Huang, Chinese Taipei, also 190 with lower body weight. Thank you, ladies. Then, total results. Bronze medal, World Championships Stavanger 2021 with total 537.5 kilos goes to Kimberly Johnson, US Virgin Islands. World champion silver medal with 537.5 kilos, also lighter on body weight, to Yansu Huang, Chinese Taipei. It was a tough fight between these girls. And gold medal with 548.5 kilos world record. World champion today is Erika Bueno from Brazil. Please stand up for national anthem of Brazil. Thank you, Team Brazil. That was amazing national anthem. Thank you so much.
And a big hand here for all the lifters because that was a great competition.
It was amazing competition. Round of applause to all our lifters. So many world records. So many personal bests. We will continue 6:30 with men 74 kilograms category.